Hey guys, I just wanted to make a video and just let y'all know that even though if you don't think you need a realtor when you're purchasing a new home, it's always a good idea. Um, for instance, right now I'm on my way to go see a house that a client had. She has under contract. Everything's been complete with the property. There was a couple of issues with some repairs that needed to get completed. Some that were on the inspection report, and then some that we found while we were walking the house that were cosmetic as well. So today she wasn't able to make that final walkthrough just to make sure those small repairs that needed to be taken care of were done. So that's why it's always good to hire a realtor. There's gonna be times where you're at work and things need to get done in order to make sure that the house is being scheduled on time. You could always have a realtor go in there. I've done it multiple times where my client cannot take the time off from work, and I'll FaceTime them while they're at lunch, and we'll schedule it during their lunchtime, or if they can get a break, and go on FaceTime, go show them exactly what they need to do to or what we're gonna go over during the house walkthrough, because the builders are only gonna work from about 8:30 to 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, they're not gonna be there, and that's when most people are working. Uh, but as a realtor, we need to be able to be there and do whatever needs to get done. We don't have time off, so if you're gonna call us late at night, we have to be available. If you're gonna call us early in the morning, we have to be available anytime during the day. Um, and that's what you get from working with the realtor. That's I'm going to tell you that our hours are 8 to 5, and we're not going to work any time after that. Um, Another issue was with this home builder that we're going to go see. They, when we got there for the previous walkthrough, they had explained to us when we got there that everything had been taken care of. There was no issues with the house. Everything on the inspection report that we did was taken care of. Well, I have a drone. I checked out the roof, and there was multiple issues with they left a lot of nails on the roof. They there was still pieces of the roof on the top of the roof. Some of the shingles were still loose, so they didn't take care of the issues that were on the inspection report. They didn't feel that they were gonna nobody was gonna go re-inspect the roof. I always do it because if I could just walk up and I see a small piece of the roof just sitting up there, I'm gonna check. And sure enough, that when I sent the drone up, there was tons of nails on the roof, and you'll see the pictures and stuff that I'm talking about with the lifted shingles, and it was ridiculous. And I was like, no, we're not gonna. When I showed them the pictures, they were surprised because they had originally sent pictures of a previous roof that had been done, and I was like, no, this is not gonna fly. So we had to fight to get another final walkthrough to make sure that everything was corrected, and that's why it's the day before, because usually it's not this long. Um, and just knowing the market, what you should be paying for the house, and everything in between. For instance, this builder likes to raise prices and then drop prices when they can't sell the properties. So never ever just buy a house that's on the market from a builder and they're going to tell you it's a great deal, because in the end, when if a builder drops a price and you bought the house for a lot more, it's going to take you a lot longer to get that equity where you need to have it when you go and sell the properties. Not all the properties are going to go. For instance, I'll tell you that my client here, she's buying an 1,800 square foot house for 197,000. This builder had it for 105,000, 110,000 at one point. If she would have paid the $110,000, you know how much money it would have taken, or how much time it would have taken her to get back up to there if the builder is willing to sell it for 197,000. That's a lot of time, a lot of money that she would have lost and time because for that equity to go back up on that property. So it's little things that your realtor needs to know, and which builders do this and which builders don't, and which builders you can actually negotiate, and which builders you just have to wait on the price to come down on. Because some builders do not negotiate; they have their set price, and you can't put an offer in. But then that's when your realtor comes in like, hey, this is not a good price. These other houses have sold for 25, $30,000 less than what they're selling yours for right now. And if you buy it at this time, you're gonna lose money. So that's what you need to have your realtor be honest with you. And that's the stuff that gets me angry. And why I started my company is because I was tired of seeing people taken advantage of like that. Just because it looks like a good price doesn't mean it is a good price. And as a client, you are not in this market every single day and knowing what the trends are and what's going up, what's going down, and it's ridiculous. So you can look at the market, you can do a CMA, but most realtors are going to do a CMA for the last 6 months. Well, let's go back further than that, and let's go see the trends of what these builders are putting these houses at, and if they're discounting them a lot when they're not selling, because it's not going to make sense. I have a sales rep that worked for this company, and one of his really, I would say, immediate family purchased a home in with one of these builders at a high price. They've been in it for 3 years already, and they still cannot get enough equity to even sell the property. That's how damaging this can be to you. So just because you think that you're getting a great deal at the time because of the way the market is, don't fall for that. Make sure your realtor is educated with what's going on in the market, and don't just buy anything anytime just because you're excited. Unless you're desperate and you have to buy something, then do it. But other than that, don't just jump on whatever deal just because you like it. And make sure it's and don't just let your realtor like, okay, this is it. Like this is all you're gonna get. This is the best option you have. There's always more options. Just make sure they're trustworthy. Like I will show a client for years. I have a guy right now that I've shown them houses for years, and they have not picked nothing. They finally went under contract, and we'll see that house later on today too. So um, it's a house that they feel comfortable purchasing, and that's why we were looking for years. Like you'll call me, we'll look at properties. It's not the good one, okay? Call me back again whenever you're ready. We're not gonna ever force you to purchase a home that you're not gonna be liking and in. Even if it's an investment property, whatever property, you have to make sure you like it. And the number one thing is don't buy a house that's your max amount of like at the very max of your DTI. So if you're approved for $1,500, $1,800, $2,500, don't buy a house just because I'm approved for 1,800 and that's the house I'm gonna buy. Let me look for this amount of this price range because I know I can buy it. Don't do it. Buy a house that you are actually comfortable with the payment. If you're comfortable with the $1,200 payment, then buy a house that you're comfortable with the $1,200 payment. Don't ever exceed your own means, and that realtor should not be giving you houses if you've already told them that you don't want to get to that payment just because a realtor is going to make a couple more bucks. Who's going to pay for it at the end? You are, not them. And I this is the kind of stuff that gets me mad, angry, because people end up in situations where they're not 100% happy with the property. They're not happy with um, the whole situation, and that's where I know sales guys are like car salesmen. They put you in that situation. Oh yeah, you got to prove for this much, and this is gonna be your payment. You're comfortable, and it's just a fast thing. It's a feeling thing. Like you get excited, you purchase the car, and then the next day you're like, what did I just do? Don't do that. I hate that crap. And this is the kind of stuff that you need to be able to have a realtor guide you and advise you, hey, this is a long-term decision. This is your next 30 years, 15 years, 10 years. Even if you're just going to keep the house for 3 years and then sell it, you need to make sure that this agent is actually in it for you and not themselves. Um, and believe me, a lot of and it's not against these people that are salespeople that want to sell you. It's just do the right thing. We are in a business, and every agent needs to know this. Is we're not here to sell you a property. At least in our company, we're gonna give you and advise you on what you want. Hey, is this a great deal? Is this what I should be doing? Is this is have you looked at other properties that are similar to this? What should I do when I find this property or anything that they need guidance and advice on? That's what we do here. We don't sell you the dream of, oh my God, this house is gonna be so beautiful. Look at your family running around the backyard. No, that's for you when you're looking at that house. You decide whether your family fits in it or not. Do never let them put that dream in your eyes. Oh, can you see yourself sitting in this kitchen? It's so beautiful, high ceilings. This house is the best house ever. Can you see yourself in Thanksgiving, Christmas, all the holidays coming up? Can you see yourself sitting here? Don't fall for that because that's not what we do. We sell you the right house for your family that you decided. We just guide you through the process to make sure that you're not taken advantage of ever. And if I can't help you through that, then I'm not doing my job as an agent. So my my job is never to sell you a house. It's to advise you on whether it's a great deal or not. And not all the deals are great. Not all the deals are bad. It just has to make sense for both sides. And you need to know number one what payment you're comfortable with. If you've been paying $1,200 on an apartment, no problem. You felt that you were saving money and you can go a lot higher than that. By all means, buy the house that you want at the payment you want, but don't go higher. Your taxes are gonna go up every year. Your payment is gonna increase. Your interest rate's fixed for 30 years, and that's never gonna change. Your principal and your interest. But what is gonna change is your taxes and your insurance, because your insurance will increase gradually as time goes on because the insurance companies want to make sure that they're being protected because the house is getting older and the roof is not new no more. So now we're gonna have to increase your premium every year. The other thing that's gonna increase is your property taxes. There's no doubt about that. Your taxes are always gonna increase, and your with your property taxes are increasing, your payment's going to increase, and nobody's going to be able to change that. Yes, there is at the beginning you'll be able to um, apply for a homestead, and then your taxes will go down, but that's only at the beginning. Unless they reassess the taxes, or the state's trying to work on getting the taxes reduced, then obviously then we will get lower taxes. But until that happens, we need to know in our minds that whatever payments here, it's just going to increase next year and the following year and the following year. So that's something you have to look at and be comfortable with as well. So all in all, I just want you to know that whoever you work with, just make sure they're trustworthy. They're honest with you. You know that for 100% fact. Look at the reviews, and so here's another thing, guys, is it's about how much experience you have in the business and actually doing transactions. If you look at, I don't know if you've seen some statistics that are out there, and they've been coming out a lot recently, is that there was I believe it was about 70% or more realtors did not do a single transaction last year. Zero. Nothing. They sold nothing. They had their license, everything, zero transactions under them. So when you're working with an agent, you better make sure they've been selling real estate. So my advice is just always find that honest agent, the trustworthy agent that is doing it truly for you and nobody, like, not for their personal gain. Yes, you're going to get personal gain. The agent is going to get compensated for what they're doing, but they also do a lot of things. We do a lot and don't get paid for it. Um, like, for instance, we will go above, we might help a client, and then they decide, oh, I'm sorry, we're not going to buy after all, we're going to wait a year, 2 years, or they ended up moving somewhere else, or they went on their own. That's fine. um but that's a lot of the marketing, a lot of the stuff that we're just trying to find new clients, gets unseen. Of We're not guaranteed a check until we actually help somebody and get them to the finish line. If we don't get them to the finish line, we don't get paid. So that's another thing that you need to understand. Whether you go to, some people go to work or they don't go to work, they're gonna get a check every week or every month, or at least get paid. We do not get paid till we actually succeed and help somebody. Um, but you need to make sure that whatever agents you're using do know exactly what they're doing out there, not just putting you in a house because they're trying to sell it to you. You need to sell it to yourself, and the agent actually needs to tell you, like, is it gonna work for you? Is this the right house for you? And try to discourage you from purchasing a house. And if you want to still buy the house, then it's the right house. And the agent should be telling you all the bad things. All right, guys. So we just got done with that walkthrough for the client. For the most part, everything was done. There was a couple of things, and I know they can't take care of the things, and I'll put you a picture of it. So I'm gonna I'll let the client know and see how we can seal it after closing, because it's very important to get these little items done. They might not be a big deal right now because the metal's fresh, and they're not rusting, and we need to make sure that the side, because now this builder, they don't seal it because that's their policy. Understandable, we'll work with them. I mean, it is what it is. That's what we're purchasing. That's the quality of the purchase that we're buying. So um it's fine. It's a new house. It's they've helped with the most amount of closing costs. It's very affordable. My client got in here with very little money out of pocket. All in all, it's probably gonna be about, I would say, $1,500 that came out of pocket, if that. So it took to purchase the home, and that includes getting the home inspection, everything. So um, all in all, that's what she's coming out of pocket with, which is not bad. They helped her with the down payment assistance. They helped her with the closing costs. Not all the closing costs was paid, mind you, but for $1,500 to buy a house, and your payment is still where you want it to be, it's not bad. So this house was, like I said, 197,000. For a brand new house, you can't beat it. It doesn't matter where you want to live, how much the house is. We're gonna help you find the right house for you. Um, don't try to keep up with somebody
just because you want to act like you're better than somebody else. Nobody's better. I'm not better than nobody else, and I still have a lot to learn. So that's the thing, is you want to be coachable forever. And I'll never think I'm better than you, and I know you're not better than me, because we're all the same people. We're all people, and we all need to be treated like people. And like I was saying, it doesn't matter if the house is right for you, then purchase the house. Don't buy something just because you want to keep up with somebody else. Do what's right for you and your family. Um, at the end of the day, if y'all have any questions, go ahead and send me a message, DM me. I'll put a pictures of those exposed nails, and so that we could see exactly what I was talking about. I did take pictures. They did have to replace a tile um, on the flooring. So it's not even tile; it's a vinyl plank. So it's pretty easy to just swap them out. Uh, Other than that, yeah, guys, we got done with that one. Now we're gonna go check out this other house that's my past client that they finally built on the property that I had sold them, like I said, about 5, 6 years ago. Their house is not 100% done, but it's done enough. Like there's still touch ups they need on that other house. So, but they were able to move. They moved out of this house. They're not gonna make it. They're busy. They have other things to do, and this is the last of their worries. And to be honest with you, they've had this house sitting here vacant for a couple of months now, and they were trying to get it ready. They didn't have the time. He's like, hey, you know what, Ray? Just go check it out. Go check what you think needs to be done to the property. Let me know. Give me a list, and I'll take care of it. I'll get somebody to get out there and do it. It's like I don't have time to be going out there, and if it's not gonna bring value to my property. So if it does bring value, let me know. I'll take care of it. If it's not, and I won't take care of it. So he was like, I wanted to get the landscaping done. I wanted to get certain things that he felt that would have increased the price or the sellability of the property. And he's like, but I don't have the time right now. So that's why I'm out here going, checking it out. Then I'll call him, hey, client, this is what I feel that you can take care of. What might be like, be honest with him and say, hey, this is going to come up on your inspection report. You can get it fixed now. So that way, the less amount of things that come up, the less leverage they have for negotiating with us as me helping you as a seller. So if I see something that's going to come up on an inspection report and I don't address it to my client, it's the same thing as if you're my buyer client and I don't tell you that this is going to come up on the inspection report, and you don't see it. And then let's say I walk into a property and something pops up that I saw behind a closed door, or the HVAC was really dirty, or something like I saw the filter was like clogged up with dust, and I don't tell you, hey, more than likely this HVAC system's not performing the way it should be, and it's this. I can. There's a way to tell how old a HVAC system is based on the serial number. So I can look at it and say, hey, this is this age right now. Are you gonna be concerned when it does come up that it's not performing as intended? And if it's a yes, then move forward. Go ahead, put the offer, get your inspection done. And we're always gonna recommend, if somebody does not recommend you to do an inspection, that is red flag number one, because they saw something that they didn't like in the property, and they are trying to hide it from you to purchase. Even if you purchase a new home, always get an inspection. Always get an inspection, because there is always something that is going to be on there. And you're paying an inspector to find stuff that's wrong, not what's right on the property. So if you get a long list of stuff that is on the report, make sure that it's stuff that you're gonna fight for that needs to get addressed immediately. That is of main concern. Not everything on that inspection report needs to get addressed. Just because it's on there doesn't mean you have to take care of it immediately. So that's another thing that your agent should be guiding you in. Is it might be a small thing, it might be a big thing. So obviously if it's a major issue and your client's not willing to take care of it later, then you are going to have to address it. If it has to do with plumbing, electrical, roofing, HVAC, get it done. Ask the seller, hey, this is not working right. Or if the inspector goes out there, not all the inspectors are going to be able to inspect it, because they will inspect it and do the basic inspection, but they're not going to go in depth because they were not a licensed inspector or licensed in that specific field. For instance, an inspector's licensed in the state of Texas to do a general inspection, but they're not licensed to do HVAC work, or they're not licensed plumbers, or they're not licensed electricians. So they are just looking to see what they find that's not within code and what is in within code. And if they see something that's not right, they're going to point it out, whether it's cosmetic or actual items that need to get addressed with your HVAC system. So they'll check the temperature, making sure that the temperature difference from what's coming out of the HVAC system and what's in the air now, the ambient temperature, like in the room, there's a certain amount of degrees. They'll check your water pressure, make sure you have the adequate amount of water pressure. So all these are just basic tests. They'll check your foundation, they'll check to see if it's level, they'll see if it's within tolerance. Now, when it comes to foundation, if it's off, they cannot tell you, hey, it needs foundation work. That's not their expertise, so they'll just ask you to get it further evaluated. And I could tell you in our area, there's a lot of foundation issues. And that's one thing that once you walk into many properties, you're going to notice it immediately that there is an issue with the foundation. We're not foundation experts. We can't tell you, hey, the foundation's off, but we'd recommend you get it further evaluated if we do get it under contract. Foundation, there's companies out here that will do the foundation inspection for free as long as you're under contract. So if you're under contract, they'll do the inspection for free. And this general inspection is just done to see what is going on with the house. It's just the major components. Like, they don't even check the inside your plumbing. That's something you would have to get a plumber if you wanted to get done. There's hydrostatic tests that can be done, but you also have to ask the seller's permission if they're going to allow you to do hydrostatic pressure testing, because it can damage the pipes. You're putting pressure on a pipe that's never had pressure. It's supposed to be free flowing and just let your water free flow, and now we're holding back pressure within that pipe. And now if it gets damaged, is your client going to be willing to fix the problem if when you put pressure on those pipes they were damaged? And it's kind of hard to say, hey, I didn't damage it, or if it was damaged, if that test had never been done before. So it's all things like that you need to watch out for and check to make sure that everything is getting taken care of and looked at on the property before you make the big purchase, because once you purchase it, the home is bought as is, and unless you had that in the contract itself where they're going to take care of certain items before closing. So just FYI, and make sure that you're working with the right person. And right now I'll go ahead and show you that property that we're going to walk through. We'll walk through it and see what we find that the homeowner can address before we list this property. So this is a pre-listing walkthrough that we're gonna check out and make sure that everything's good to go before we actually put it on the market. If y'all have any questions, go ahead and send us direct message, text me. My number is 210-361-0404, and let me know any questions you have. Should I sell my house right now? I tell clients right now, sometimes I was like, hey, you don't have enough equity. I'm in this business to help clients. And if I know that I'm going to go sell a house, help them buy it, or I've sold them a house in the past and I'm trying to help them out to list a property, I'm going to help you out. Like, it's not, I don't do it for the money. I hope none of these, like the people that are helping people out, they do it to actually genuinely help people purchase a home and guide them the right way, because they're the ones that are knowledgeable in our industry. And knowledge is power, but we also have to not take advantage of people at the same time. So let me go check this house out. I'll get us walking through it, and then we'll see exactly what we're working with. And all right, guys. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just driving around the neighborhood, seeing what our competition is, seeing. I've just walked one house, you'll see, and we're just trying to see who we're trying to compete against and what we need to get our home up to. So that's what I do is we need to make sure that um, when we list our house, it's not going to be sitting there forever, and we price it right, because every house has a price, and the market's going to dictate what we sell the house for. It's not what the agent tells you they can get, because nobody can get something out of anybody. It's what somebody's willing to pay for that property. Um, so if you ever get a listing agent that goes over there and promises you a higher value than what an honest real estate agent's telling you can get, you need to at least get a couple of more opinions to see if everybody's around the same price, and then go with the one you like and trust the most. Because I can promise you $20,000-$30,000 more. All it's gonna do is get you mad, frustrated, because we're not getting that. And I'm gonna be calling you and telling you, hey, we need to drop the price. Hey, we need to drop the price. Hey, we need to drop the price again. So that's something that you should not have to be going through. So just go with your gut feeling of the age. I mean, like I said, get a couple of opinions, try to see what all these agents are coming up with, seeing that they're going to give you that it's a fair price that you're willing to sell, and give you all the scenarios of what the possibilities of the price they're telling you that it's going to sell for. Because I can't, nobody's going to tell you what somebody's willing to pay for your home, but they could at least be upfront and honest and tell you, hey, based on what I see in your property, if you want to leave it as is, then this is what I expect to get. And if you do this, I feel like it's gonna push your property to sell a little bit faster. Or you leave it as is, but we need to price it at this price point because we're competing against these other houses that are in move-in ready shape and ready to go, and your house is not. So you just have to be straight up and honest, because I made the mistake when I first started trying to upsell myself and trying to, and it doesn't, the market doesn't work like that. The market works on what the house is worth. So don't promise nobody anything and under deliver. Always under promise and over deliver, because at the end of the day, you're just trying to help solve a problem. That's all we do is solve problems. You have a problem, and we're here to fix it. And um, if you have any questions about your specific property, what you should be listing at, or anything like that, send me a message, text me, get a hold of me. Me or my team can go out there, analyze everything. And like I said, even if I have newer agents that don't know, I'm training them so that way they can learn exactly what they need to know. They come back to me and say, "Hey Ray, this is what I found. Here's a couple of pictures. What do you think I should suggest, and what I should do with this client?" And then I'll give them my advice on how they should approach the situation. Right now, I let my client know, "Hey, I'm leaving the house. Um, I got what I need, all the information. I went, took a look around. I'm gonna go look at other properties in your neighborhood to see what we're competing against. And once I analyze everything that I see, I'll go ahead and check out my photos that I've taken for myself, what I've seen on your property, what you can do to improve it, and then we can go from there as far as what I feel that you can get for your property as is, or if you do fix these repairs or minor repairs. So just be upfront, honest. It's a black and white, like it's either a yes or no kind of situation with every property listing, every transaction. Just be upfront, honest, and straightforward with what's going on, what needs to get done. Because once we catch ourselves not being honest, that's when we start trapping ourselves in situations that we don't even have to be in, because we could just, it's not even our property. It's just to be able to be upfront and honest with our knowledge and our expertise in this field. So that's what you want. That's what you're looking for. Let us know. We're here to guide you, help you, do what we need to do to fix your problem, solve your problem, guide you along the way. So if you have any questions about your own house, should you sell, should you rent, should I tell them, some clients I tell them like, hey, the house when we bought it back then, and during when the prices were going up and we overpaid for it because the client was willing to go up, and I told them, and now the house is still about the same price on what they owe and what we can sell it for. I tell them that it's not. You've already paid so much money towards it these last couple of years. It's not worth it for you to sell the property and um, try to get the minimum out of it. You might as well rent it out and hold on to it for a little while longer, so until the market corrects itself, it goes up a little bit more, and then you do get what you should be getting out of it, because you've paid so many years and you're not going to pull out. That's not fair to you either. So it's not about just getting the commission from, hey, yeah, let's sell a house and I'm going to get paid and stuff like that. It's not. I don't do that. That's not what we work around. That's not how we are. We're going to be transparent, honest. Here's the real numbers. Does this even make sense? Um, And like I said, we're here to advise you. Some clients might say, hey, I don't even want to deal with a rental, or I don't even want to deal with renting out my house and trying to find renters, or I don't want to deal with having to pay for property management, whatever it may be, that the client doesn't want to do it, and they're saying, hey, I don't mind taking the loss, but that's on them. Like, they have to be willing to do that, and you have to be willing to be upfront and honest with them to tell them that, hey, this is what's gonna happen, and I advise you, hey, if you can stay in that property longer, stay in it. Don't sell it. Why you need to get? Is it an emergency that you have to get out of here and move somewhere else? If it's not, then stay in there. Be content in your house for a little bit longer, and um, as soon as things get better, we can put it on the market and get you the most for your home. But if I feel that the house is going to sit there and it's not going to be worth it, then by all means, I'm going to tell you that also. And then you can make the final decision whether you want to sell it or if you want it to keep it in or rent it or whatever you decide to do. But we're just here to advise you not to do anything else. So if you like our content, you like what we're doing, you like what we stand for, go ahead and give us a like, thumbs up, follow us, and whenever you're ready to move forward with any type of real estate transaction, um, let us know. We'll help you out. I want to talk. I'll tell you about a time when I'm passing this area that we had a veteran that got sold a house, and the agent. It's so dumb. Like it pissed me off that I was trying to help him for free, and I was helping him for free because an agent had just sold him a house and told him that he can get so much for rent, and then he's trying to rent it out, and he's off like $500 a month, like in rent, and he's freaking out because now he has a VA loan, he has a property that he paid $500,000 for, a duplex that was brand new. He had an agent that told him, "Hey, you can get, I think it was like 2,500 a month or 2,000, something crazy," and he was only renting it out. He could only rent it out for like 1,600 a month, and this agent promised him that he was going to be. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because the agent can tell you whatever you want to hear just to get the sale, and it wasn't right. So now the agent walks away with $15,000 in their pocket because they just sold a $500,000 house. The guy screwed. He's calling. He doesn't want to. Investors are calling him. He's trying to get investors to take over. It's just a mess, and I'm just trying to get him an actual investor that I know personally that has the cash to buy it. And it doesn't. It's not going to screw him over either in the long run. And I couldn't find him, and I told him that. I told him that my suggestion is that you just rent it out, and if you can, he said he can take over, like take the payment for a little while longer. I go, when the market gets better, then you can get rid of it, or just keep renting it, or raise the rent. But as of right now, I'm going to tell you that this is the scenario that you're in, and we can't fix this at all. Like, there's nothing you could do. Even if I sold your house for free, which I told him I would because I'd hate that these people took advantage of him. And he wasn't going to make nothing, and I wasn't going to make him pay anything out of pocket because he had just purchased this other house. And it was already a burden on him, so why would I make him pay me um, extra money to do it, even if I just listed it and did nothing else but list it, like just to help them out to see if anybody was interested. We would still be competing against the other duplexes that were brand new in the area, and he had just bought it maybe like 2-3 months ago, and it wasn't going to be a good situation all around for him. So it's just things like that piss me off and get me mad in this industry because it does put a bad name for a lot of us, and it's not like that for everyone. And there are some agents out here, a lot. There's very few, but there are some that are willing to help you out and do it the right way. Just find them and make sure they got a good reputation. They've been doing this for a while and they have a lot of knowledge in the industry too, because every transaction is different. That's another thing. We don't ever have the same transaction going on. Every deal is not as a smooth closing as you want it to. We are gonna have to postpone show closing sometimes. Sometimes we will get it done fast. Sometimes we'll get it done on time. Sometimes we won't. Sometimes we just have to push it back, and there's nothing we can do about it to fix that. So as long as you make sure that you're guiding your client the right way and what the next steps are and what's going on within the process, that's all you have to do is just be upfront and honest. And sometimes it's out of your control, sometimes it is in your control, where you can do stuff to go above and beyond to make sure that everything gets taken care of. But you can only do what you can control. Everything else, you just have to relay the message back and forth to what you have done in the past situations in that situation. You're not going to be able to sell every single house. You're not going to be able to help them buy the house that they want if it's something on their credit, like you have bad credit or there's something on your credit that holds you back and you were supposed to purchase. That's something that you can't control as an agent. Um, that's between them and their lender on whether they're going to be able to purchase the house or not. All you can do, help them out for your area, guide them, advise them, and hopefully everything works out and you move forward and your client's happy at the end of the day with their purchase of their new home. Other than that, there's nothing else that we can control um, on our end other than guiding the negotiations between the two clients and using our experience to help that guidance. But till then, if y'all have any questions, send us a message, DM us, whatever questions you have. It's not a dumb question. I'll be creating uh, a community soon for all buyers and sellers, so that way if they have any questions, they could get them answered by agents in our team. There's no dumb questions like at all. Everybody has questions because they don't know something. Um, if you don't know, ask. Um, and if somebody doesn't is not willing to answer that question, go to the next person. Um, and there is going to be somebody willing to help you out and do the right thing for you. Um, so until next time, I'll make another video. But if you like all the stuff you're seeing, everything you heard today, everything that we've done um, today, as far as looking at real estate, what we're doing, what we're helping clients buy, sell, everything, give us a call, shoot us a text. Uh, if I'm not available, you can always send a text, leave a voicemail, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Um, but till next time, we'll see you later.